Because of a new wave of desire for consciousness, people have become a lot more aware, and they practice it also in their own daily lives. But any degree of awareness, however small, is of great benefit. So when people become aware, they become also aware of themselves, and they become aware of who they are, what they can do, their capacities, their talents, their possibilities, the choices that have always been there, but they have never noticed for lack of awareness. So then comes a complete shift. And the shift comes to the individual will gain more power over itself. And sometimes the desire may not be much more than a bit curiosity. Sometimes it can even be in quite a negative way. Well, let's go and see. The desire doesn't need even to be that obvious to your conscious mind. You know, but suddenly somebody gives you a book that you would never have bought. And here you read something. And it intrigues you. Because you see that little glow in us, that little bit of amber can always catch more fire, depending what you bring there. If you go to somebody who is very inspirational, it's like you take a little twig and put it into that fire, so you can pick up that fire from the fire. You know, many people can come and pick up some fire on their own, if they wish so. And sometimes they do that only because everybody else does. And then now what do I do? You see, they are somehow caught. Now people think they don't have any particular freedom then. That is not true. In the net of the divine, you are free. That's the only freedom you will ever have. Everything else is illusion. You also cannot love some intangible power. And so, being a creative creature, yourself as every human being is, you have the choice to form almost something like a balloon, and that is filled with this powerful gas, with that energy. But how would you know if it's good or bad? You paint on this picture, and you can make the divine this way or that way, because that is what you will respond to. If you think of your many personality aspect, your own personality aspect, you can say you're this, you know. You are the girl, the woman, the mother, the secretary, the surgeon, the doctor, the lawyer, the judge. You're many things, besides all the other things. Jealousy, you know, greed. And yet you're only one thing. And that one image that you can see in the mirror is your body. But it isn't necessarily you, the essence. So you see the divine around you in all its manifestations, including the galaxies. You can see it's too big. I have to put the power into a shape and form that I can deal with, that my mind can grasp. And so you create an image that is representing your highest ideals of beauty, of truth, of honesty, of sincerity, of loyalty, of friendship, of love. And then the image is beautiful, and thereby also satisfying to your own emotions. You see? And when it's satisfying to your own emotions, then you feel also be drawn to it. Come a day where you, after you have worshipped that image, maybe you put some flowers there, maybe you burn some incense, maybe you talk to it, maybe you take it almost into your dreams. You do probably the same thing that, let's say, anybody does who has a job on the desk. You go in a doctor's office, there are pictures of whom? His wife and children. Does he not know how they look? Why would he need a picture? He knows, he has, you know. But a glance over this gives him a sense of connectedness with the family, gives a connectedness of, that's what I'm working for, you know. It serves as a reminder when the mind is very busy. If you use images for worship, for building a bridge to the divine, if you do put that image every day into the light, then that will fluctuate. And eventually, you may have long periods of time, maybe even months, maybe even a couple of years where you do not make a connection from your heart to the image, because by now the essence that an image presents, the light has taken over. That is why you have to do something like the light invocation yourself. The image that reflects in the mirror is only the dress. Take the dress away, and you can see the light. You see? All the other things, the complicated worships that people have designed, you know, you put this finger together with that finger, you have a sip of this, and you eat a good grain of this, and that is just to cultivate the imagination in a positive way, and the emotions, and shift the emotions into a feeling of concern, compassion for others. It's all a preparation. Look, when you go and worship, put some flowers on the altar. Have you created the flowers? No. If you put some candles on the altar, have you collected the wax? Is the wax yours? Or does it not belong to the bees? What is it that you bring to the altar? There's nothing yours except your sincerity. And when you recognize this, because then you may even prostrate before the image, because the image is only a focal point for the very restless little mind, because you know there is a different power right in that room, and you surrender really to that. And that's where worship belongs, you know.